Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Everyday EDC, a very special Black Friday episode. Today I'm going to be showing you all my stuff. Everything that I currently own, knife related, not really knife related, just knives. And afterwards, I'm going to be kind of getting rid of some of my excess things in what I'm going to call a Black Friday sale. So, without further ado, I'm going to start showing you some knives. At the end, we'll do the Black Friday situation, and yeah, so let's have fun with it. Everybody sit back, relax, enjoy some knives, and then let me know if you're interested in what we got. First, we're going to start out with, and these aren't the knives for sale, by the way. I'll list the knives for sale at the end. I'll show you guys them all. But this is my pouch for all of my comparison knives for review. We have the PM2. And these are knives that'll probably never go anywhere, especially something like this, the Para 3 DLT Trading Crewwear version. We're going to get that upgraded in short order. We have the Carbon Fiber G10 Damascus Blade Dogma. This thing's freaking gorgeous. I got this because King Civivi was Dogma probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago when I did the quest for King Civivi. The Dogma took it down at the time. Because the Dogma took it down at the time, it was only right to upgrade it as a forever knife, not going anywhere. Here is the Civivi Odium. This will probably leave my collection at some point in time, just not yet. The Rat Model 1. The Rat Model 2. These are kind of the boring ones. You guys have already seen these, but we'll go through the whole list. So, the Feldspar and the Mini Feldspar. The reason I keep the Feldspars on there is because they're probably, along with the Rats, the most attainable knives for the everyday person when it comes to not spending an obscene amount of money on knives. So I wanted to keep those as a good reference point for you guys. Next on the list, you guys have recently seen, this is my Mass Drop Ferrum Forge Gent Select. I haven't even taken it out of the package after I did the unboxing because I am not ready to review this yet, but this thing's pretty sweet. What I'm trying to do is make sure you guys can see it well. Alright. Decent action. It'll go by much faster once I get past the arbitrary ones, and I'll show you guys my current setup. So, what I'm currently on a review kick with is the Tucson, don't even remember the model number of this. This one will be leaving, though, as soon as I review it. Although, this is my favorite Tucson. So, this thing's, I actually really like this a lot. But I just have no room in the collection for it. We have the Bestech Swordfish. This one is probably not leaving anytime soon. This is a Mass Drop exclusive, by the way. With all it is the Jade G10 down here. Really liking this knife right now. I'm not sure if I'm going to get rid of that at any point in time. We'll find out as time goes on. The Kershaw Bare Knuckle. Very, very nice knife. I may get rid of this and upgrade it just because this is kind of a staple knife. I would very much prefer to have one of these on me at all times. It might even become a review knife. As you can tell, the D10's still really strong. What I did notice in the one video in the unboxing, I had my finger on the frame lock down here, so it prevented it from opening. But even when I'm not touching the frame lock, it's still extremely tight. But the cool thing about it being that tight is this. The snap shut on it is pretty sweet. We have the Concept Helex. This thing's a beast. I love this frickin' knife. This is one of those that I love so much, just like the Concept Cryo, that I very well may upgrade and keep the upgraded version eventually. Those are all mostly, all these knives that I'm showing you right now, the reason they're on the table and ready to go is because I need to review these still. Here is the Spyderco Smock. This thing is probably king fidget knife. You don't find a fidgetier knife, a more fidgety knife than the Smock right now, at least in my collection. You can do so many things with it. And I keep debating on whether or not I even want to keep this. Just the fidget factor alone, but then the blade shape is very, very functional. I mean, it's so weird. It's like, do I keep it? But then on the other hand, you're like, oh man. Here's the Holy Grail. This is my Spyderco Shaman. Just came in. You guys saw the unboxing with that. It still hasn't broken in yet, but this is not going anywhere ever. That's a forever knife right there for sure. Now, let's clear the table. This is where it goes faster, and you guys get to see a pretty cool setup. So let's make sure I can make this work with the camera. Shaboom. I'm blocking my light there. I can't do that. So we're going to have to do it like this. Let's raise it up a little bit. So we're going to go on down the line. Some of these are Jake's knives. Some of these are mine. And we'll just take it from there. This is the Defcon Super Fidgety, like $48. It's like a Defcon TP68 D2 blade. Pretty sweet. This one's on the list to go. So we're going to set this down. My Revo Berserk. This is also on the list to go. Loving this knife. This thing is awesome. My Concept Cryo. I'm going to let this go, but I'm not letting it go forever. I will eventually upgrade it and get the upgraded model. The only reason I'm going to let this go is I have to thin out my herd, and if you guys can't hear it in my voice, some of these I don't want to let go, but I'm going to. This thing's just absolutely gorgeous. I freaking love this knife. Oh, goodness. The CRKT Pete. This was donated to the channel by Jake. This is going to be a giveaway knife, so that's not getting in the sale. Same thing with the Spyderco the Bird Caracara 2. This is also donated to the channel by Jake. Super awesome of him. And because it's donated, this will be a giveaway knife. We have the Steel Will Sedge. Super snappy. After I fixed the action, it's much better. It's not my favorite Steel Will, though. But it's a really good knife. This is on the list to go. This is about a $70 knife. Here we have the Honey Badger with a Wharncliffe. It's just like the Honey Badger Green Wharncliffe is what they call it. Great knife. Super cheap, like 30 bucks. And this is also on the list to go for thinning the herd. Here we have the Spyderco Emphasis. This is Jake's knife that he sent in for review. As you can see, Jake, these all have a very nice home, nice and safe. Here's the Bestech Texel. This is also Jake's knife. Notice I have Jake's knives all lined up so that I don't get them mixed up with anything. Here is the Tucson TS111, I think it was. Found out that I was using this wrong in the review, so I might not have given it a full, good review because it's a sway back, and I'm not used to sway back designs. I don't, you got to do the draw cuts and everything with them, and I haven't really gotten into that, so I used it like a regular knife, and I wasn't happy about it. I feel like a swayback shouldn't be a very large knife if you're going to use it the way that swaybacks are meant to be used, and so it's just kind of goofy. Here's the Steel Will Modus. This thing is awesome. Very, very awesome. As I said in the review, it's kind of one of those that reminds me of like a 2019 knife. Right next to it, we have the Steel Will Mini Modus. This thing's pretty awesome as well. These are all Jake's knives again. The Spyderco Delica. Very good staple. The Steel Will Screamer. Now this thing is just, wow. If you guys are looking for kind of like an overbuilt, kind of goofy but aggressive looking knife that's awesome on the action, and oh jeez, just fantastic. This Screamer is amazing, absolutely amazing. Hold on, before we get any further, let's make sure. So here we have Jake's Para 3 Lightweight. And FYI, guys, I'm going to be doing a series on Spydercos this weekend. based on the ones that I currently own and what I do some comparisons with knives, kind of talk some backstory, which one I would choose over X, you know, that type of thing. So that's coming soon. This is the CRKT Caligo. This thing's pretty awesome. For 40 bucks, 44 bucks on Blade HQ for the D2 blade. The D2 makes it a Blade HQ exclusive. It's a very, very good $40 knife. I mean, there's nothing more to say about it. It's a really good knife. Let's redo some of these. So, shoop. All right. I believe that's all of Jake's knives on the list. So next we have the Spyderco Tenacious Complete Serrated Edge. As you can tell, this knife gets abused. This knife will never go anywhere for the fact that I abuse the living crap out of it. It's my only full serrated blade. Got a little bit of blade play, but I use this anytime I'm like cutting down tree limbs and stuff because I want to... I just want to use a knife rather than a saw because we're knife guys, right? This is the Spyderco Astute. Awesome tiny little Spyderco. Spyderco came out with this, I think this year. And it's just a pretty cool, different knife, and it kind of like goes away from their normal style in a sense. And I appreciate it. But this is on the list to go. So this is going to go on our Black Friday sale. My Spyderco Manix 2. I don't think I could ever sell this, even if I wanted to. Besides the fact that you guys can tell I acid washed the blade. I acid washed the pocket clip, and I put, you know, carbon fiber scales on it. Unfortunately, with the current setup of knives and the upgrades that I got, I don't think I'm ever really going to pull this out and like choose to use this as much as I wanted to in the beginning. And that sucks. So there may be a day that I sell it, but I don't think I'll ever get anything with it because of the mods that I did to it, you know. But if you guys are interested, you know, let me know. Make an offer. Shit. Here is the Civivi McKenna. The Civivi Fracture. That's what this is. This is the only slip joint knife that I own. I will probably always keep this just because of its symbolic nature that Civivi did. They did this and they said it was for like a... it was like a thank you to all the people for making Civivi such an awesome company, which we did. We purchased the living crap out of Civivis. My Civivi Dogma, or Civivi Durus, freaking love this knife. I did dye the scales blue, so that makes me not want to get rid of it, but at the same time, and I kind of took, and you guys can tell, I put a mirror edge, or a mirror face on it. But other than that, it hasn't been modded. Realistically, guys, because I'm thinning the herd, I never thought I would say this, but I'm not going to sell it. Had you guys going, right? The original King Civivi, Civivi Dogma. This knife is fantastic. As you can see, I upgraded it. I liked it so much. I actually like the one with the fuller instead of the cutout better. But the only reason this knife's getting sold today, which it is because, you know, I already have the upgraded version. I don't need two of them. All the funds that I make off of this Black Friday sale will go into just purchasing more knives for the channel. So, here is the Civivi Backlash. I intend to sell this, but once again, I got stupid and tried to mod it, and it looks dumb. So if anybody wants to purchase this, you know, let me know. But it's still functional. There's nothing wrong with it. I just tried to do an acid wash on the blade and did some child scribbles on it. I really don't intend to sell that. If anybody wants to make an offer, we'll go through that. The Civivi Elementum, once again modded when I was in like a modding phase where I didn't realize I'd be selling half the knives to keep going. I acid washed the blade and I gave it a tumbled finish, which I have better media for tumble finishing going forward. Come on, focus. And I also dyed the scales. I was going for a blood red and ended up with like this dark maroon color. Love this knife though. I actually brought it completely back to life to the point where if I tightened it down, it wouldn't have as much blade play, and it's dead center, and the action is perfect again after doing this work. So I actually like the way that this turned out. It's an Elementum. It's not going anywhere. Oh, boy. This is the Defcon Kabuto. Titanium on one side, carbon fiber, marbled carbon fiber on the other side. or shredded rather. It's shredded. It's not marbled. And this thing is, woo! So, I love this knife, but I don't get this out anymore, guys. I get so busy with reviewing knives, with doing everything else, that I am gonna let this go today, and it kills me. It pains me to say, but my loss is somebody else's gain, and there's nothing wrong with that one. That I didn't do anything to that other than make it perfectly functional and look pretty, because that's what it does. So here is my Benchmade Super Freak. Obviously, this is a forever knife. This isn't going anywhere, and needs to be cleaned off. Damn. Yeah, this thing needs to be cleaned off. But eventually, I'm going to compare the Super Freak and the Shaman. Why? Because they're both $200. They're both like just ergonomic beasts. They're both like huge staples in the community for what they are. So eventually, we're going to be doing a comparison, maybe this weekend. My QSP Copperhead. Oh, man. You are a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous knife. And it's not so much good looking, but just check out the action on this guy. Just fantastic. And it's 14C28N steel, which I don't think it even says it on there. But which, this thing is just amazing. Amazing, amazing knife. This is the poor man's Super Freak. And we will be letting this go today. Once again, I have to feed the... No, we're not. This one's sticking around for a little bit longer. Shit. I'll get back to that. Here's the QSP Leopard. Very cool little knife, micarta. And this is also a 14C28N. And I'm starting to appreciate 14C way more than most other budget steels. If I find a 14C28 blade, I'm typically buying it just because I like this steel. It's probably becoming one of my favorite, if not my favorite budget steel right now. But this thing's pretty nice. This thing just came out. I did a review on it already. The action's a front flipper. The action's great. This will be going today. The QSP Phoenix. This is a beast of a knife. This is why I'm keeping my Copperhead, because I can get rid of the Phoenix over the Copperhead. But, I mean, just the action on it. The D10's strong for a big blade, too. But, as you can see, perfectly centered. The action on it is just great. And this is a knife that you're going to beat the crap out of, because it's only like $40 or whatever, $50. But, man, yeah, this thing's awesome. That's going to go today. The ProTech Newport. This firing little beast. This thing is awesome. This is going to go in a 500 sub giveaway. Once I reach 500 subs, I'm giving this knife away. So this isn't going anywhere yet. Last but not least, my QSP Falcon. Whew. I love this knife. I absolutely... Did I call it a QSP Falcon? No, it's my Mass Drop Ferrum Forge Falcon. I absolutely love this knife. Perfectly centered, strong detent, super fidgety, titanium steel frame lock, or titanium frame lock, S35 VN blade, I believe. Yeah. Oh man, this is awesome. And you guys are gonna say, what the frick? But I'm selling this today too. The reason I'm selling the knives that I'm selling is because I want to feed the beast for the channel. Everything that I get off of selling these knives is going to go back into the channel and go back to you guys eventually whenever I decide to sell some more. So, I'm going to sell the Copperhead today. I have to just pull the trigger. I'm liquidating what I got. I got to get rid of the Copperhead. If anybody wants the Backlash, and we will get rid of the Durus too, if anybody wants the Durus. I think... Not the Backlash, because I think Justin said if I can clean that up, he wants those already. If anybody wants my modded Elementum, we'll figure that out too. I wasn't going to sell that, but like I said, I got to liquidate this stuff, guys. I got to make room for knives in the future. I already have knives for comparison knives, etc. So, All right, next we're getting on to the Black Friday sale. I got some other knives. There's one more that I can't find, and then, yeah. So, I will be selling this knife. Can you guys see that? Am I on the screen? Selling these 3 knives and where's that? My Ferrum Forge Gent as well. This will also be sold today. But know that anything in this realm right here, along with the bare knuckle, I'll be selling the bare knuckle too. Anything in this realm you guys are going to wait a little bit longer for, because these are review knives coming up. So we're going to set that off and talk about those afterwards. So I'm going to categorize these things so that you guys can see, and I'm just going to put flat pricing on them. And then I'm going to do also bundle packages, etc. Modded knives are going to go off to the side. Top tier, mid tier. Okay. So, these knives range from 30 to 45 bucks. On the right side here, can we see them all? Let's make sure they're all in the camera. They are not. Let's do this. That's better. These knives all range from like 45 bucks to about 65 bucks. So what I'm going to say is this. I would prefer to sell these as package deals because it saves me on shipping. It saves me on just a hassle of going to the frickin' post office and mailing out all these frickin' packages. So if you want to buy a singular knife in this category, the QSP Phoenix, the Defcon TP68, the Honey Badger, or the Astute and Dogma, because these range from 30 to 45 bucks, I am going to let each and every one of these go for 30 bucks each. So 30 times 5, you're looking at 150 bucks. As a package deal, I will let all 5 of these go for $110 right here. I know it's not a huge deal if you buy this singular, but it doesn't make sense for me to sell a knife for under 30 bucks and pay shipping on it. That just, unless it's a giveaway thing. So if you want any one of these, it's 30 bucks for the knife. If you want the whole deal, it's 110. This Leopard, I believe, was like 55, 60 when it came out. It's still out. This Kansept Cryo was about 55 to, it's like 55 or 60. The Sedge, this is like a $65 knife. The Revo Berserk is coming in right at 50. And if you guys have any questions about them, like the Revo Berserk's detent, as you can see, isn't awful, but it's awful enough. It's super, super light. That's the only one that I know that has a relative quality issue with it, but I actually like it so much that if you guys don't buy it, I'm not going to be mad. It'll stay in my collection. It's so unique. I like it. And then the Copperhead is going actually for 80 bucks, but you can find it in most places for 60. While this group's going for 110 together, I'm going to sell, if you wanted to buy all 5 of these knives, what is that? We'll call it 50 times 5. That's 250 bucks, probably closer to 300. I will let go of all 5 of these knives for 190 bucks for all 5 of these. No, we're going to do 180 bucks for all 5 of these. If you want any one of these individually, they will be $50 a knife. And if you're buying them in a group, I'm going to ask that you don't have to use the friends and family thing, but if you buy them individually, we're going to have to do the friends and family thing. This is going to be a first come, first serve. So if somebody pulls one out of the group, what we're going to do is I'll come up with a new price for the group. So remember, 110, 180 for all of these. Like I said, this is probably a $250 to $300 value. This is 110 for about $140 to $160 value for all of these. Because like I said, this is 30, This is a $45 knife. This is a $45 knife. This is a $40 knife, and I think the Astute's like a $45 knife. So 90, 90, 180. Actually, this is a $200 value for all of these. So this is 110 for this package. 180 for this one. Now let's get into the individuals on this side. These I'm not selling as a package. So this is your Concept Helix. This one, I think right now, you can find it anywhere. I think this is going for 58 bucks. I will let this go for 50. But again, remember the review knives, they're not going to go out the door quick. Actually, let's not get onto the review knives. Let's go on to the ones that hurt my heart to sell. The Ferrum Forge Falcon. If you were to go pick this up anywhere else, you're going to pay 140 bucks for it. Titanium S35. I got it for 90 on drop. And so, as you can see, there's a little bit of snail trails, but there's not much. I used it for a solid 2 months, probably, plus or minus. So, if you can buy this for 140, I think it's a fair deal to let it go for what I got it for, which is 90. So I will let this go for 90. This is the Ferrum Forge Falcon. My Defcon Kabuto. Because I really don't care if I get rid of this knife, this one's going to be a little bit higher priced. If you look online, this is again 140 bucks, plus or minus. For this version, it's 150, I think, because it's got the titanium and carbon fiber inlay. So for 150 bucks, that's what you can get this thing brand new, although I haven't found them anywhere. You don't find this model. I just haven't. You see it, but it's usually out of stock. I will let this thing go for 110. The reason I'm pricing it high, because I think I got it for 95, is I don't really care to sell it. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, but I just don't want this one to go. So, this is the Tucson. I forgot the model number on this. Once I get done reviewing this knife, I will let this go for G10. What is this? G10 and D2. Make an offer on this one, because I don't even remember the price on this, to be honest. So, I'll probably let this go for about 45 bucks. Alright. The Bestech Swordfish. This is the drop exclusive model. I love this knife. But because I love my Shaman and my Super Freak, I just can't see keeping this. Like, when I want to carry my knives, I want to carry the knives that I invested a lot into. But I've been carrying this when I'm supposed to be reviewing everything. I've intentionally put off the review to carry this thing. I freaking love this. This is $55, but the drop exclusive was $55 or $56. I'm going to let this go for 50 bucks. This is the Bestech Swordfish. The Concept Helix, as I said, I will let this go for $50. Yeah, this is brand new. I've carried it, but I really haven't used it. I've fidgeted with it, and I'm getting ideas for the review. But this is a $55 knife, I think. This will go for 50 bucks. The Bare Knuckle. This was $70. I will let this go for 60. Again, this is kind of one that I don't care to let go, even though the D10's wicked strong. I really do like this model. I intend to buy an upgraded version of this eventually. So if I don't let this go, I'm not going to be terribly upset. So 60 bucks for the Bare Knuckle. And last but not least, we have the Ferrum Forge Gent Select. So this has titanium liners with carbon fiber overlays, or frames. No, not frames, scales, with the shadow box look. So this thing, I haven't had any time to review this yet. I really do like this knife, but I don't like it more than my QSP Puffin, and my Puffin's my small knife right now that's out on spa day over there with the practical blade. So I don't, I got this for 120 bucks. I'm not going to do anything to it other than review it and carry it for, like, say 2 weeks. Whenever I carry it, it doesn't go through hard use. The only one that went through relative hard use, which was sharpened, were these two. And by hard use, I just tried to cut something that I wasn't supposed to cut, and then I fixed the blades on them, so they're already resharpened. Can't believe I'm letting go of that copperhead. Oh my goodness, I love that thing. But Black Friday liquidation, guys. So this, I bought it for 120 just to be fair, and kind of do the Black Friday idea, I will let this one go for $100. This is the Ferrum Forge Gent Select. Now, the review knives that we have, these three in particular, these are brand new. Well, this one's not. This one was a trade, but these two are brand new. They were, like I said, this is probably $160 value or $150 value between all three of these. If you guys wanted to buy these and wait for me to finish the reviews, I will let these go for all three of these. You can get all three of these for $100. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll do $100 for all three of those if you wanted the deal. And then my two modded knives. This one's not really that modded. This is the Civivi Durus. I did a mirror polish on the one side of the blade, and then I dyed the scales. And the scales are actually turned out really well. It's just like navy blue. This one I will let go for $45. I think you can pick them up for $60. So that's not a bad deal on this. But this is another one that I don't care if it leaves. I love this thing. And then if you want this just fugly looking beast of a knife that I did bring back to life, but you know, it's a Civivi Elementum and it works, it's functional, it's sharp as shit, but it's modded to hell, you know. I did an acid wash on the blade, and this is when I was learning to do the acid wash and the dyes, so it's by no means perfect. If you guys were interested in this, I would let the Civivi Elementum go for $30. I will do these two as a package deal for 30 and 45. I'll do these two as a package deal for $60 if you were interested. Now, if you're buying anything in a package deal, I don't require friends and family. If you're not buying it in a package deal, I'm going to require that each one you do the friends and family, or you pay an extra $5 or something for shipping. Because if I had to ship out all these, just to put that into perspective, guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 17, 19. Do 19 times 5, right? If I sold these all individually, 19 times 5, you're looking at freaking $100 in shipping costs. So to save myself on shipping, I will eat the shipping cost if you buy the packages. 110, 180. These three are going to be 100. These two will be 60. So, you know, these two are the only ones that the price is what it is. I would prefer friends and family, but you know, 110 and 90 is so. Anyways, that's all I got, guys. So this was kind of a Black Friday sale. For you guys that are interested, by all means, jump on into it. I cannot promise everything comes with a box. I will do my best, but a lot of these don't have the boxes. They'll be wrapped up real nice and everything, but I just don't have the box for all of these. So if that's a make or break, just know that. Ask about the box. At Thollar, so THOLLAR 7777 at gmail.com. All right. Well, that's my collection. This is our Black Friday sale. Trying to give back to you guys a little bit. It liquidates some of mine. It liquidates a lot of mine. All of these I own. But I need to keep feeding the beast for the channel. And I promise all the funds that are made out of this go straight back into the channel. In theory, if I made, you know, 200 bucks, you know, this is about, if I sold all these at what I was trying to get for them, I'm probably getting around $800 in sales if you do it right. Probably a little less. So I may purchase a big purchase for review. I may not, but I will buy a bunch of new knives that are coming out and keep them coming. That's what these funds go to. I initially invested quite a bit of my own money into the channel, and now it's time to try and keep that money kind of circular to where I'm not losing too much as I go through it. It's holiday season too. So that's all I got. I'm rambling now. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Tyler. This is Everyday EDC. Stay sharp, stay safe, and just thank you guys for being the best part of the channel. I am thankful for you guys. That's my thankful Thanksgiving thing. I love the give and take and just the community, guys. So thank you guys so much. Happy holidays.